You're listening to The Weekend Take. And now your host, Sean Schaefer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Weekend Take. I'm your host, Sean Schaefer, and with me this week is one of the hosts of a free podcast, Rob Lumley. Rob, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, glad to have you on. Rob, tonight's the big night for the industry. It's the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
By the time the show airs, they'll have concluded and we'll know who our winners are. We're going to take that opportunity to try and predict some of our winners for tonight or some of the upsets that we expect. Now, I know as part of an event you're going to tonight, you've already cast your ballot.
I have. Yes, I have. I go to an event every year. It's an Oscar party. You cast it about a week beforehand, and then they give out prizes. And the winner, the grand winner, gets a Oscar the Grouch mug. Huh? Last year I won, so I'm hoping to get another Oscar the Grouch mug this year.
Oh, man, then you could be a two-time,
that's right.
Oscar the Grouch winner. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a game with this that's going to be who should win and who will win.
Oh, okay. I only have who will win. Who should win? Okay. All right.
We're not going to do all 24 categories. I don't have a 3-hour broadcast like the Academy does. So I have a few select categories I'm going to do, and so I'm going to see what your thoughts are. So I'm going to start with Best Cinematography, which is a category that's near and dear to my heart. The nominees for Best Cinematography are Lucas Zal for Cold War, Robbie Ryan for The Favorite, Caleb Deschanel for Never Look Away, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, and Matthew Labatic for A Star Is Born. So Rob, who should win, who will win?
This is both the same. Roma should win, will win. Easy. It's done.
Okay. I think Roma will win. I'm going to have to go with Matthew Labatic for who should win. He has just this impressive body of work, and just everything I've seen of A Star Is Born is very intimate and close and very well composed. So obviously, and Roger Deakins isn't a nominee this year, so I can't say him. But
Are you just angry at Alfonso Cuarón for not hiring a cinematographer and shooting his own film?
no, absolutely not.
Okay. I'm just kidding.
Best Supporting Actress. This year, the nominees for Best Supporting Actress are Amy Adams for Vice, Marina de Tavira for Roma, Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone for The Favorite, and Rachel Weisz for The Favorite. Who should win and who will win, Rob?
It's a tough one. I have Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk, winning, but part of it is I think that movie now I should be clear, I haven't seen that movie, but I've seen Moonlight and I've heard good things about If Beale Street Could Talk. I feel like If Beale Street Could Talk should have been nominated for more awards than it has been, so I guess my will win and should win are kind of the same thing here when I'm not sure what to do. So I'm going for Regina King.
I'm going to agree. I think Regina King will likely win. For who should win, I like Regina King. I know that her performance is probably stellar, but I feel the same way about Rachel Weisz probably for The Favorite. Just what I've seen of her, both in working with Yorgos Lanthimos on The Lobster and now what I've seen of her from the trailers for The Favorite, she's very good at what she does in that role. But yeah, I think Regina King ultimately takes home that award.
And Amy Adams, bless your heart, someday you're going to get that win. I think this is her 6th nomination. It's going to happen. She's great, and it might not happen for a movie she necessarily should win it for, but the Academy does love to do Lifetime stuff, so it will happen to her for her eventually.
I mean, they've been doing it to Meryl Streep for 40 years, so.
Yeah.
Best Supporting Actor. And in Best Supporting Actor, we have Mahershala Ali for Green Book, Adam Driver for Black Klansman, Sam Elliott for A Star Is Born, Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me, and Sam Rockwell for Vice. So who should win? Who will win?
Once again, they're both the same. We're going to give it to probably one of the best actors working today, Ali. He's fantastic. I haven't seen Green Book. Like I said, I don't know if I ever will. I've had enough of race movies from the point of view of a white person. This movie came out in 2018. We don't need that. That's not a viewpoint we need anymore. But Ali is fantastic. He's great in everything I've ever seen him in.
I agree. I think that he should win, and I think that he will win. And Best Actress, the nominees are Yalitza Aparicio for Roma, Glenn Close for The Wife, Olivia Colman for The Favorite, Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born, and Melissa McCarthy for Can You Ever Forgive Me? So, Rob, who should win? Who will win?
Will win will be Glenn Close. This is our historical one. I think Glenn Close has been nominated a bunch of times, so I think she'll finally get it here. What should win? Aparicio's really good in Roma. The Favorite is I almost watched it yesterday, but it's on my list to watch really soon, and I want to see Stars Born. I think Close will win, but Aparicio should win. But I'm fine with anyone winning on this list, actually.
I agree. I mean, the only person maybe I'm on the fence about is probably Melissa McCarthy, who a couple nights ago took home not one, but 2 Razzie Awards for being in Life of the Party and Happy Time Murders. So, but then also took home the Razzie Redeemer Award, which is for someone who redeems himself. They gave her that for her Academy Award nomination for Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Yeah.
I think Olivia Colman will win.
Okay.
Who should win, I think, is Glenn Close. I think Glenn Close has put in such a body of work that I think that she probably should win by this point. But I think Olivia Colman has the momentum from the Golden Globes, and I believe she won at the SAG Awards as well. So
she won the BAFTA too.
And the BAFTA. So much like Mahershala Ali, she's essentially run the table at this point, and I think she continues to do that tonight.
I think Glenn Close wins it. Oscars love to give historical. This is what they do. This is what they do. Goes to Glenn Close. That's my bet.
Okay. So now in the Best Actor category, the nominees are Christian Bale for Vice, Bradley Cooper for A Star is Born, Willem Dafoe for At Eternity's Gate, Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, and Viggo Mortensen for Green Book. Pretty stacked list of actors here, so who should win and who will win?
I mean, everything I've seen or heard says that even though Bohemian Rhapsody isn't that great, that Malek is very good as Freddie Mercury. Oscars love to give awards to people playing real people, historical characters, so I think Malek will probably win. I don't know who should. I haven't seen Stars Born or Vice yet. I'm gonna go with Malek, I guess.
I think Malek will win. I think Viggo Mortensen probably should win, just from everything I've seen of Green Book and just his character portrayal in the film and seeing him back to form in such a way that he was in Eastern Promises and History of Violence, talking about people who are consistent. Viggo Mortensen is a consistently good actor in everything he does, even if the story's not good, even if the film isn't good, you can always count on him turning in the best performance that he can. So I think that he should win. But yeah, I agree. I think Rami Malek will likely take home the Academy Award tonight. So now we're up to the Best Director, and the nominees in Best Director are Spike Lee for Black Klansman, Paul Polakowski for Cold War, Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favorite, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, and Adam McKay for Vice. Rob, who should take home the Oscar and who will take home the Oscar?
Will be Cuarón for Roma. Should will be Spike Lee for Black Klansman. I have a theory that I don't know how it will happen, but I think director and Best Picture will be a split between Roma and Black Klansman. That's sort of my crazy prediction, I guess. I think considering what's been going on this year, since we have also like Black Panther and Green Book and Black Klansman, we can't forget that 30 years ago, Spike Lee did Do the Right Thing, which is still probably the best movie ever about race and wasn't even nominated for Best Picture. So I think like I could see the Academy coming through, obviously late as always, but eventually coming through and rewarding Spike Lee with something, because he's never really won a Best Director or a Best Picture before. So I think he should win is Spike Lee for Black Klansman.
I agree with both those picks. I think Roma, Alfonso Cuarón will likely win. I think Spike Lee should win. I mean, he's long overdue. And you're right, Do the Right Thing was a great film and still is a great film, still very relevant today in a modern viewing.
Oh, for sure. I watched it a couple nights ago again, and it's still, part of it is that movie doesn't give you any answers, which I guess could be frustrating to some viewers, but the fact that it just opens up so many big questions. Here we are 30 years later, and those same questions exist.
Now we're up to the big award of the night, Best Picture. So in the Best Picture category, we have Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star is Born, and Vice. So 8 nominees. Who will win? Who should win? What was your pick for Best Picture?
This is where I kind of went against. This is against what my ballot says, but if I had to put money down, I think Roma will win. That said, on my ballot, I actually chose Black Klansman because I believe they do preferential voting at the Academy. And you mentioned issues of Roma. I can see the Academy having no issue with voting for Roma in other categories, but when it comes to Best Picture, punishing it for the Netflix and just sort of how it found its way on this to be nominated. I kind of wonder if that's enough to like push it down that it doesn't win Best Picture. So I kind of think here's where a surprise may happen. Like The Favorite has won a lot of, I think it has 10 nominations. Black Klansman, I already mentioned Spike Lee connection. I kind of think that was my pick on my ballot. Black Panther would be interesting because one thing I always think about if I was a voter is I would wonder what movie matters 10 years from now. And Black Panther matters 10 years from now. And I don't know if any of these movies still matter 10 years later.
That's a good point. Looking at the field of 8 nominees, I kind of have to believe that I think It's tough. I think what's going to win is going to be Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my God. No way. Really? Oh.
I think
Oh,
I
man.
that's what I say will, not should.
I know.
That's what I say will
I'm
win.
just getting rage filled right now just hearing that it will win. I'm gonna stay up till like however late tonight watching this, and they're gonna say Bohemian Rhapsody. Let's take Queen and remove all the sexiness from it. That's what that is.
So I think Bohemian Rhapsody will win. I think Black Klansman deserves to win.
Yeah.
That's how I feel it ultimately shakes out. I think you're right. I think they're going to punish Roma in the Best Picture category because of the kind of skirting around the eligibility requirements. I don't think Black Panther takes home Best Picture.
Yeah.
Just because, yes, it's the first, superhero movie to really get nominated, and it stands out, as more than a superhero movie. I get it. I think Black Klansman should take home Best Picture. I think Bohemian Rhapsody ultimately does. I think Spike Lee should take home Best Director. I think Alfonso Cuarón ultimately does, but it really depends on how much the Academy's like, Roma, we gave you the nominations. We got a lot of backlash for it, just like we got a lot of backlash about cutting 4 categories from the broadcast. Gonna have to go with our best interests here, and they're gonna give Best Director to Spike Lee. That's my limb that I'm going out on, and I think they give Black Klansman Best Picture.
That's interesting. Yeah, I exited my ballot. I chose Black Klansman because I can see it being like number 2 and 3 on a lot of ballots.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to see how right we are when I report next week.
Yes.
Like I said, that wraps it up for us this week on The Weekend Take. I want to thank Rob for joining us. The Weekend Take is also on social media. We're on Twitter at Weekend Take. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/The Weekend Take. And be sure to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/The Weekend Take. There you can become a patron and receive early exclusive access to extended cuts of the episodes in case you want to hear more of the conversation that Rob and I had today. I want everyone to have a great day and take care.
You've been listening to The Weekend Take. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes and Google Play and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Visit our Patreon page to become a patron of The Weekend Take, and for as little as $1, you'll receive exclusive content and perks.